everyone. In this video, we are going to learn about transpiration pull and transpiration strain. In previous video, we have learned about the process of transpiration, and we know that in the process of transpiration, excess of water from the leaves of the plant is lost in the form of water vapors. And these water vapors, they actually move out of the leaf through tiny pores present on the lower surface of leaf. And these tiny pores are known as stomata. Okay. We have also discussed about the structural adaptation of leaf. That means how leaves are adapted for the process of transpiration. Okay. We know that there are some spongy mesophyll cells present in the leaf. Okay. These spongy mesophyll cells are loosely packed. Hence, they have large air spaces between them. Okay. The water, the excess of water actually is present in the form of thin film around these spongy mesophyll cells. Okay. And these spongy mesophyll cells provide large surface area for the evaporation of this water. So this water gets evaporated and gets stored temporarily in air spaces. And the moment stomata opens up, the water vapors will diffuse outside. Okay. Now, in the process of transpiration, water is lost from the leaf, but we know that water is highly essential for the process of photosynthesis. In leaf, different cells are present, and all these cells, they perform photosynthesis. Okay. And for the process of photosynthesis, water is important. Now, this water which is being lost from the leaves of the plant by the process of transpiration, this water should be replaced somehow again in the leaves. Okay. This water should be replaced somehow again in the leaves, as this water is important for the process of photosynthesis. We know that water is absorbed from the root. Okay, it is absorbed by the roots of the plant from the soil. Okay, and once water reaches to the root, okay, this water enters inside the xylem vessels, and then the xylem vessels actually helps in conduction of this water and minerals to various parts of the plant. Okay, including leaves. Now, what are the different factors which actually affect this upward movement of water in the plant? Okay, there are different factors which actually affect the upward movement of water in the plants. Okay, so the first factor is root pressure. Okay, and then we have cohesion and adhesion, force of attraction. These are actually the properties of water molecule. Okay, and the last one is capillary force. So quickly we will discuss about all these three in brief. Okay, what is meant by root pressure? For example, there is a plant. Okay, this plant is having a root, and there is maybe one particular cell which is having root hair. Okay, now this root hair will absorb water. Okay, water will enter inside the cell. Here on the top, maybe these are the there's a trunk and then branch, and we have one leaf here. Okay, now what happens is, even if there is no transpiration process taking place, okay, no transpiration or very low or negligible rate of transpiration. Okay, very low or negligible rate of transpiration. So even when there is no transpiration or very low rate of transpiration, what happens is water is being continuously absorbed by the plant. Okay, not in very high amount, but in lesser amount. Okay, but water is being continuously absorbed by the plant. Now this continuous absorption of water actually builds a pressure here. Okay, builds a pressure in the root. Okay, now this pressure which is built inside the root by water due to continuous absorption of water from the soil is known as root pressure. But because of root pressure, this water molecules, okay, or these water can reach only up to a certain height, like, you know, maybe just few centimeters. Okay, it cannot go beyond few centimeters. Okay, now what happens in small herbs or shrubs, the water can move up to a certain height. But when we talk about the tall trees, what happens there? In tall trees, root pressure alone is not enough for carrying this water from roots to different parts of the plant. Okay, you have seen, you must have seen the eucalyptus tree, or you know, all the trees with the very, like, you know, slender and thin trunk. Okay, and they're very tall, especially in the mountain regions, hilly areas. Okay, so in these trees, the tall trees, water cannot just move from root to leaves of the plant just by root pressure. Okay, there's something else which is actually helping this water to move up. Okay, so root pressure is built up in roots due to continuous absorption of water when there is no transpiration or very low rate of transpiration. Okay, second force which actually helps in the upward movement of water is cohesion and adhesion force of attraction. Cohesion is actually Okay. Cohesion is actually, for example, there are two water molecules. Okay. Now, cohesion is actually the force of attraction between these water molecules. Okay, this is first, then second, and then this one, third water molecule. Okay. Now, cohesion is actually the force of attraction between these water molecules. When one water molecule is moving forward, okay, when one water molecule is moving forward or ahead, so automatically the second water molecule will also move behind, or it will start moving along with the first molecule, and the third one will start moving along with the second molecule. The fourth molecule will start moving along with the third molecule. This is because all these water molecules, they have a strong force of attraction between them. Okay, and this force of attraction or this property is actually known as cohesion. Okay, or cohesive force of attraction. Second force of attraction is adhesion. This force of attraction is actually between the water molecule and the surface. Okay, surface of the container, or maybe the area, or anywhere in which the water is filled actually. So water molecule also has some force of attraction between itself and the surface of xylem. Now we know that, for example, if this is xylem vessel, this outer layer of the xylem is having cell wall. Okay, this is actually known as primary cell wall. Okay, and inside of the cell wall we have another cell wall called secondary cell wall, and this cell wall is actually made by lignin. Okay, lignin. So the force of attraction between water molecule and lignin is known as adhesion force of attraction. So because of this cohesion and adhesion, the water molecule is actually able to move up in the air. Okay, and the third type of force is capillary force. What is the meaning of capillary force is, for example, you have a glass which is filled with juice. Okay, and in this glass you have two straws. One straw is very thin. Okay, and one straw is actually quite thick. Okay, now what happens is, obviously if you leave the straw as such, so what will happen, slowly the juice will enter inside the straw and start moving up. Okay, little bit, not much, little bit. Okay, so in this thin straw or the narrow straw, the amount of juice filled will always be higher compared to this thick straw. Okay, so the amount of juice present in the narrow tube or the narrow straw is higher. Okay, so if there is xylem vessel present, okay, so these xylem vessels are actually long, elongated, or you can say these are actually elongated and narrow. Okay, so this is one of the property of xylem vessel, that these are elongated and narrow tube-like structures. Okay, so because of being tall and narrow, the water is able to move up. Okay, now there is something called transpiration pull, which actually helps properly in the upward movement of water. Okay, and these three factors like root pressure, cohesion and adhesion force of attraction, and capillary force, all these three factors together assist the process of transpiration pull. Now we will understand what is this transpiration pull. This is just the trunk of the tree. Okay, any tree, and then we have a branch, and here we have a leaf. Okay, and we know that on the lower surface of leaf we have stomata. Okay, and then we have here root. These roots are having lateral roots, and then they also have For example, root hair cells. Okay, so these are the root hairs of root hair cell. Okay, now this water will actually enter inside the root hair cells. Okay, root hair cells will actually absorb water and minerals from the soil. And here in leaf, what's happening? Transpiration process. Okay, but because of transpiration process, the water is being lost in the form of water vapors from the stomata. Okay, now what happens is when the water is lost from the leaves, okay, in the form of water vapor, when water is lost from the leaf, here actually a suction creates. Okay, you can say here a suction or the force is created. Okay, and this is due to low water potential. Okay, now when water is lost in the process of transpiration from the leaves, now here low water potential is there, obviously, because water was lost. Okay, now here low water potential is there, and due to low water potential a suction or force is created. Okay, and because of this suction or because of this force, the water which is present here in the xylem vessels, okay, we know that inside leaves we have vascular bundles, and in vascular bundles xylem vessel is present. So because of this suction or force which is created due to low water potential in the leaf, from this xylem vessel, water is present inside them. So water starts moving outside the xylem vessel and fills the air spaces. Okay, fill the air spaces. From air spaces, the water enters inside the cells for the process of photosynthesis. Okay, now when this water which is present inside the xylem vessel moves out, okay, moves outside the xylem vessel and occupies the space in air, occupies the air spaces, or maybe move inside the cell. So the water which is present in the other xylem vessels, okay, the xylem vessel of the stem, or maybe the xylem vessel of the trunk, or maybe the xylem vessel of the root. Okay, so all these water, they slowly start moving up due to the property of cohesion and adhesion force of attraction. Because these water molecules, they have cohesion and adhesion force of attraction. Okay, so because of that, uh, water molecules, they start moving up. What happens is when one water molecule is pulled outside, okay, when one water molecule is pulled outside from xylem vessel to the air space, okay, then the next water molecule, or maybe the third or fourth or fifth water molecules, all these water molecules are also pulled forward. This is because of the property of cohesion. Okay, this is because of the cohesive force of attraction between these water molecules. And whose one more support is about adhesive force of attraction between the water molecule and the inner walls of the xylem vessel. Okay, so this pull which is generated in the top of the leaf because of the low water potential is known as transpiration pull. And it is called transpiration pull because this pull, or the suction or the force, is actually created because of the process of transpiration. Okay, hence it is called transpiration pull. And because of this transpiration pull, the water starts moving upward, okay, from root hair cells or from the roots of the plant towards the leaves. Okay, and this continuous movement of water, okay, this continuous movement of water from roots of the plant through stem, then branches, okay, and finally to the leaf. Okay, so this continuous movement of water because of transpiration pull is known as transpiration strain. Transpiration strain. Okay, so transpiration strain is actually the continuous movement of water due to the transpiration pull created by low water potential in the leaves because of the process of transpiration, okay, and this transpiration stream can also be called ascent of sap. The meaning of term ascent is moving ahead or moving forward. Okay, and sap is actually the liquid present inside the cells. Like cytoplasm is also a kind of sap. Okay, cell sap. Okay, So these water is actually present inside the xylem vessels. Xylem vessels are the dead cells. Okay. So ascent of sap means moving ahead of this sap. Sap means any liquid present inside the cell. Okay. So this transpiration pool here is created because of the process of transpiration. Because of the process of transpiration, water is lost from the leaves. Okay. Due to that, low water potential is created inside the leaf. Okay. And hence a suction or force develops. Okay. And because of this suction or force, the water which is present here in the xylem vessels, it will move outside in the leaf, in the air spaces. Okay. And as one or few water molecules move outside, other water molecules present in the xylem vessels, they will also move out because of the cohesion and adhesion force of attractions. Okay. And hence this all the water molecules, like from root, they start moving in the upward direction in the stem, and from stem it goes to xylem vessel and finally to the leaf. But this pull which is created in the plant because of the process of transpiration, okay, is known as transpiration pull. And this continuous movement of water from root to leaves, okay, this continuous movement of water in the upward direction from root to leaves is known as transpiration strain or ascent of sap. One more example just to make this topic little clear about the suction force is when we actually drink juice from the glass. Okay, when we drink juice from the glass, now we know that, for example, in this glass juice is present. Okay, and we have a straw. Now with our mouth, in this straw, the straw which is actually present inside the glass, okay, dipped inside the juice, till that area it is filled with juice. Okay, and in this upper area we actually have a air. Okay, now with our mouth, when we suck, when we try to suck the juice, what happens is first this entire air will enter inside our mouth. Okay, now because this particular area is now completely vacant. Okay, this particular area is now completely vacant because while sucking we have actually taken air inside our mouth. Okay, now here a vacuum is created. Okay, a vacuum, or you can say a suction force is created. Okay, and because of this suction force, the juice present inside the glass moves up through the straw and we are able to drink it. Okay, the same thing happens in the plant in the process of transpiration pull. This image here actually shows the process of transpiration. Okay, this is the stomata. Okay, these are your this particular slide actually shows the process of transpiration and transpiration pull. Okay, this is stomata, and these are your spongy mesophyll cells with air spaces between them, and these are your palisade mesophyll cells. Okay, this is your vascular tissue. This thick walled cells are actually your xylem cells. Okay, now water is lost from the leaf of the plants in the form of water vapor by the process of transpiration, and these water vapors move out of the leaf through stomata. And then these water molecules are there. In between water molecules we have cohesive force of attraction, because of which one water molecule is always attracted to the second water molecule. And because of adhesion, that is adhesive force of attraction, water molecules, they have the ability to stay in connection or to stay attracted to the inner surface of the xylem. And because of these two force, like cohesion and adhesion, and because of the suction force which is created in the leaf by the process of transpiration, and due to the low water potential, okay, so the water is pulled upward. Okay, and this is known as transpiration pull, and this upward movement of water is known as transpiration strain. This continuous upward movement of water from roots of the plant to the leaves through stem and branches is known as transpiration strain or ascent of sap. So here it's transpiration pull. The definition of transpiration pull which you are supposed to write in exam is, it's a suction force which is used to draw water in an upward direction from the roots to the leaves through xylem vessel. Okay, And then this upward movement of water through xylem vessel in continuous channel is called transpiration strain or ascent of sap. And these water molecules, they are held together by cohesive forces of attraction. That means each individual water molecule pulls the another water molecule when it moves further. Okay. And because of this cohesive and adhesive force, water is able to move up in the plant. Water molecules are also attracted to the inner walls of xylem, that is lignin, by adhesive forces. Okay. And this one very important point you have to remember: if rate of transpiration from the leaf is faster, okay, if we increase the rate of transpiration from the leaves, then obviously the rate of absorption of water will also be quicker. Okay. The rate of absorption of water will also be more, and because of more rate of transpiration, more suction or force will be created due to low water potential in the leaves. Okay. And hence the water will move quicker at very faster rate through the xylem vessels. So only this much in this video. In next video, we will talk about the factors which actually affect the rate of transpiration.